Ta-da! We're live.
Okay. So welcome to our mastermind group for July the 6th, 2015. Ross is on fire. Vancouver Island is on fire.
Didn't mean to do that, sorry.
Everything's on fire.
Yeah, we've had some really bad fire. Melissa's not joking. We've had, what was it, 100 and something fires recently? It's so bad
Yeah,
here, Roz, that our sky is actually gray.
our sky's gray. Our weather is blue skies and sun, but we have overcast from the smoke from the fire.
Do,
On the
do you
fire.
get the
Ash.
ash on
Yeah,
your home? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had some bad ones during the summer, and yeah, you get ash on everything.
Yeah, I was just out there cleaning ash off my windshield.
Yeah,
I've given up everywhere
and
else.
it's terrible. I feel really sad for the animals.
Yeah, me too.
Mm.
Because I'm sure the deer and the bear and the elk. We have these massive elk here, and I don't know how much they weigh, but they're a lot bigger than me, and they just must be petrified, especially because it's fawn season. So the babies,
Oh wow.
so there are baby bears, there are baby deer, there are baby elk. It's a disturbing time, but
Mm.
'tis the circle of life, I guess.
Yeah.
That we just had a ban on the island. We're not even allowed to fish on the entire island. Now, this island, just to give you an idea, is pretty big. It takes about, if you go from where we are with the southern point in Victoria, right to the very northern part on a highway, it takes about 7 hours, 7.5 hours. So it's not distance wise. It's not like Australia or the East Coast type thing, but it's a pretty big island. So for them to ban all the lakes and the rivers, because the number, I don't know how many lakes and rivers we have, but we have lots of them. They banned all the fishing because the fish are in distress because they can't get up. There's not enough water in the rivers, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's really serious. We haven't had proper rain, in 2 months. So it's a
This
funny
is
time
what it's like in Australia.
all the time, right?
Yeah, it's summer. We're having beautiful. I'll pass some through for you. We're having actually our first two wintry wet, like constant rain days for our winter today and yesterday, which
Oh,
is
lovely.
just
Send some our
beautiful.
way.
The bird, the birds are going berserk in the yard.
I bet.
Okay, well, shift. So let's shift our focus over now that. So thanks, Susan. I saw you posted rain for me on my Facebook post.
Yeah,
I
I've been
appreciated that.
intending rain for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think a lot of that, so that helps. We appreciate that. So let's shift and hear about your wins for the week. Ross has been going to work. Let's hear about that, Ross.
After last Tuesday's call, I've decided that my search for a job is beginning to become futile. And then I thought, well, I've got a job, and that's doing this, and I'm going to treat it like a job. So I've scratched out my week, and I've planned blog posts and recordings and newsletters, and I've set aside some time for my class to do stuff for my class, admin stuff for the class, and I've given myself a couple of mornings and Sunday off.
Good.
I've even
This is
thrown in some creating time, so yeah.
perfect. It's a huge
And
shift for you.
it has been. It's like, whoa! And but it's I don't know. It's just planning it out has made it, I don't know, more real.
Hmm.
Is that does that
Yeah.
make sense? More real? Yeah. And I feel a lot calmer about it all. I was getting a little uptight, a little lost, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just given me more direction, which is wonderful.
I think what happens is when it's all swirling in your head, at least I know for me, when everything's in my head and I'm thinking about it, it can often seem bigger than it is.
Yeah.
And then when I get it down on paper, what I actually have to do, like our mentor, he has this system that it's pretty straightforward actually. He puts what he has to do on Post-it notes. And then when it goes on a Post-it note and he can see, wow, is this really important? And he puts the Post-it notes on his whiteboard. And then he can see on the Post-it notes, is this really important? And if it's not, then he just takes the Post-it note and throws it in the garbage. I mean, it's that simple, right? So, and then it gets it out of your head and onto paper, and I know that's been huge for me. I use what kind of software is it called, honey? I know the name of it. What's Trello? What kind of software is it called?
Oh,
anyway, I use software to
there's
organize.
a term for it, isn't there? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'll look it up really fast.
Anyway, because
Tim,
I have
I bought a
project
whiteboard.
management.
Yeah, project management.
Project management
Spreadsheet.
software.
Who bought a whiteboard?
Ross
I
did.
brought a whiteboard.
Oh, you're gonna love what I get to. Well, you know, it's funny
Are you
because
using
And I've
it?
been writing things on it.
that's
Yay!
awesome.
Fantastic. Are you going to post a picture of it?
When I write my notes a little nicer.
Could be a blurry photo.
It's just... Okay, I'll send you a photo.
Excellent. Good for you, Roz.
That's great. It does make it more
It's a very
real.
productive week.
Good. Fantastic. And Susan?
Yes. Well, I said last week that my method is to decide on a project and then give myself a by date, like I will have it done by.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel like doing anything last week, but I gave myself the project, so I knew I was going away. So I wanted to do this video for my AM stretch class students because we don't meet again until September. And it was going to be an hour-long video. So but I did it. I did 2 run-throughs, and then I had to watch them, and I did not like them. So I completely changed the set and went back and recreated the set and did it a 3rd time. And so that's a lot of watching yourself do something 3 times was pretty frustrating. But the 3rd one was good, and then I said, okay, I'll start editing it when I get back from my trip. And I didn't want to, but I just put it on. It's like, when you get on your mat, you don't really want to do yoga, but you just get down on the mat and then you're doing yoga. So I started editing it and got into a lot of frustration with trying to trim clips, and decided to put it aside. And then today, this afternoon, when I got back from some classes, I just said, well, I'm going to just practice. I said, what I learned is I don't like this tech stuff because it seems so turgid, but I realized that if you just keep slogging away at it, eventually you'll figure out how to do it. So that's what I did with the clip editing, and I figured out how to do it and felt quite proud of myself. So I have my 2 first clip sections edited, matched up, and I have to redo that certain section. So I did a lot this week on the video, and I'm listening to you talk about planning and writing things and getting things out of one's head and onto paper. And I do that about once a week, but I don't look at it ever again. Because I just have an idea already what I want to do. But sometimes I refer back to see if I actually followed my notes. I guess it's like the guy does with the Post-it notes. If I had 15 things on a piece of paper and didn't look at it at the end of the week, I would have done the important things anyway. So anyway, that's how I kind of work.
I think too, sometimes, like what I've been finding recently is that I know I have a whole bunch of stuff on my project management software right now, but I'm really focusing in on one project, so I'm not even going in my project management software right now until I get that project down. And that sounds like what you're doing right now too.
Yeah.
Like you've got that big project, which is getting that video done, that 1 hour video done, and then you might go back and look at your list.
Well, I think once the video's done, I think I'm going to build up to it like I want to post a blog about this, a writing blog, kind of do a little build up to the actual video, and then post the video. So there might be a couple of things like some posting on Facebook, a blog, and then put the video up. So that's kind of playing in the back of my mind as I'm working on the video. So
awesome.
How do you feel about the video that didn't work?
What do you mean the one that didn't work?
Because of Piper. Where I was going with this is because you broke it down into groups of 3, right? The first 2 was successful. The third one wasn't because Piper rubbed up against the microphone, and that means that you get to do 1/3 again. At least you don't get to do the whole thing again because you batch sized it. You looked at the job and went, okay, but we're still going to break it down.
Right, but I love Piper in the video. I mean, he's still in the video.
Of course.
Because, so, because he was kind of cute because I went down onto the mat, and when I went down onto the mat, he's walking around when I was doing the chair piece. When I went down on the mat, he laid down on the floor on his hind feet. So it's kind of a cute little reaction in the video, and I think when you used to have the cat in your video, Melissa, I always thought that was kind of cute. So
Missy.
Makes it kind of homey.
Yeah, Missy's just come on set. Missy would just come in for that one shot.
Missy was a movie star. She just had to be seen once, and then she would. Okay, I've had my diva moment. I'll go on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you learn a lot from the mistakes too, right? And from the.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But how I don't understand. The microphone didn't go out right away when Piper rubbed up against it. It went out. I mean, everything was going along fine, and then all of a sudden, it kind of went. So that kind of panicked me because how will I know? Like you said, you have Tim, and he can listen to I won't even know. But I do know now how to take a whole section. So even if I did it a whole thing, the whole hour at once, I could actually trim out that section. I could just cut that piece out and insert it again. Yep. I don't know how to insert yet, but I guess I would have to learn. So all is not lost.
Good.
I feel.
My only suggestion,
and
I don't know if you can set up this way, is to have it so that you can be watching the audio levels on your microphone. Can you somehow have your camera set up so that you can just kind of keep an eye on those audio levels? Because if you see them spiking...
She's not going to see that from her distance.
She can't? No?
No.
Yeah. That would be the only thing because
otherwise
there's no way you're going to be able to... You need somebody like I have. Tim wears headphones the whole time, and he listens for drop sounds and stuff like that, and that's when we do retakes.
Well, my hair is really very long, and I have to wear it in a bun anyway, so it works really well. All that joking aside, like Susan, the other thing is to make sure you are doing a test, and I'm sure you are. Do a test, listen to it. Melissa and I do tests. Melissa probably did a test. You probably did a couple tests this morning, right, for your My Membership Minute.
Yeah,
well, I do tests, but this was in the middle of the clip, so I couldn't have told.
No.
And I don't wear my glasses usually. Sometimes I forget to take them off, so I couldn't see anyway. I can see myself vaguely in the monitor when I'm looking to make sure that I'm still in the monitor, that I don't go up. But I think if I like doing these videos, I may try to get somebody to assist me when I'm doing them too. I think if they really are fun to do. It's my favorite part of setting up this business is actually doing the videos. I guess I'm a ham, so.
That's awesome.
And see about getting people to do that, like as an exchange for you. I'm sure several of your students would be happy to sit and have a headset on for you while they watched you. I'm sure enough of your students admire you enough that they'd be willing to help you out in that way. Especially your privates who have who you've done more for and made a bigger difference in their life.
That's a great idea. I know one of my students would probably love it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then they get to spend more time with you, and
lucky them.
yeah. That means, that kind of stuff is like really, and then they get to see behind the scenes and how it was made, and oh yeah, they dig all that extra time and responsibility.
Oh, by the way, can I just say one more thing I wanted to say really quick? One of my private students was having an MRI this past Sunday. So we had 2 privates last week, and we spent the 2 of them working on relaxation, and because she has a very tight back, not cramping up in the tube. And so we really did spend a lot of time helping her prepare for this MRI. And she said this morning, she had tears in her eyes, she said, I don't think I could have done it without yoga. I kept seeing, your face and counting my breath, and she said yoga has really just made a huge difference. So, and she said, and asking for what I wanted, that I wanted a blanket underneath me, that I wanted a pillow under my head. And she's not a very assertive woman, so I felt that was a huge breakthrough for her to ask for what she wanted. So I asked her to write a blog for me on that.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, or even better, so that would be great, and even better, get her to assist you, and then the day you get her to assist you, do a little video testimonial with her, do a little interview.
Thank you.
A little 5-minute interview, because that stuff's really powerful. Just, like those little Just Like Me interviews that I've been doing that are, they don't have to be long, because for the most part, your audience probably isn't going to be interested in Joe Blow from the street, but like a 5-minute video testimonial will have huge impact.
Okay.
And then she'll also, because you're talking about her, she'll be more interested in helping you too.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, Ross is in the hot seat today. And Susan, I can already see you're doing a great job of being secretary today.
I'm writing notes.
So Ross go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about blogging. I'm finding it, as you know, I'm not a terribly good journaler, and I'm been doing some research on blogging, and I don't know, I just want to get my head around what to blog about. What makes a good blog, and sort of the length of them, and I've been doing a little bit of research on adding things in, like links into your blog, but I wanted to know the legal implications of adding links and things. Can you just add a link into your blog to like a TED Talk or something like that? Can you just add them in?
Okay. So I've written that down. Can we come back to that?
Yeah, sure.
Question? Because let's loop back to that, because I'm not sure why. We'll discuss why you would want to link to somebody like a TED Talk in a bit, okay? Because let's back up and go. The first question was what you should be blogging about, right?
Yeah.
So your product, your paid product, is going to be sleep meditations, right? Or helping people get to sleep meditations. So what I think the number one thing that blogging is really helpful for, and so this is for you too, Susan, is for you to become an expert in a topic. Specifically, yes, specifically in the topic that you're going to be selling on.
Yeah.
So you need to start blogging on anything related to sleep.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I would start looking, and I would start researching on problems related to sleep. You know how we talked last week when I did that review on the book about the formula that I said I thought was really good for blogging, where you bring up the problem and then you agitate that problem. start looking at all the problems that people are having with sleep and just agitate the heck out of that problem so people start to realize what a problem they're having with their sleep. Sounds really terrible, but then what you're doing is you're starting to develop a need for your product, right?
Yeah.
And you're starting to show that, wow, Ross really knows what she's talking about when it comes to sleep. So start collecting research on sleep, news articles on sleep, scholarly articles on sleep. I'd sign up for Google Scholar article. Tim, can you show how to do how to sign up for alerts on sleep articles and Google Scholar on sleep research? Or
Do you see it here on the left-hand side where it says Create Alert?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where you go?
Okay.
Did you see that, Ross? That was kind of fast for me.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll do that again. So it's scholar.google. Is it .au? Probably.
Over here, yeah.
And
It says .ca there. Yep.
well, that's Canada. So you're .au. It might be .com, .au.com, whatever it is for you guys. But scholar.google, and then once you type in what it is you're going to be looking for, you then click on the bottom left here, and you can sort by date. You can do the citations anytime, specific year, and then create an alert.
Yeah. So there's a great
To your
article.
Gmail account.
So I was looking, there was a sleep article related to vehicle accidents right there, and I know motor vehicle accidents are like one of the leading causes of death in America. So
I reckon it'd be
definitely,
pretty close here as well because we have a lot of truck drivers that, fall asleep.
so thanks for pressing that. Leave it there for a second, Tim, because what you're going to find is when you go into Google Scholar articles, don't get discouraged, because what you're going to find is you're going to get an abstract, and this is a lot of times when you're writing your blog articles really all you need, because a lot of times they're scholarly journals that you oftentimes need a university library card to get into. But most of the times for writing blog posts, kind of all you need is what's written in the abstract, because see how it tells you. Are you laughing, Tim?
A little bit. I mean, you can read it, but 9 times out of 10, they're using words that nobody else uses.
Yeah.
That you sit there and
Well,
think,
It's
oh,
a different audience, right?
it
It's
is.
not,
It is.
yeah. So you don't need to read the whole article most of the time. You can get pretty much what you need for a blog post in the abstract. So you can read the objectives, you can read the results, you can read the conclusions, and that's going to give you pretty much what you need in order to pull a few key things out. And you'll be able to cite a research study, which everybody goes, she must know what she's talking about then, right? And if it's a peer-reviewed scholarly journal, then
So when I add a link to this, would you add a link to the article or not?
To the abstract, you could. This is a case where, you could, as long as you say the name of the journal, then and the date and who did
And
the
the professor.
research.
Yeah.
You don't really need
That's all
to.
you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, if
Okay.
you want, you could put down the
You could put the link to the.
just type like the word resource and then colon link and just highlight that.
But
Okay.
see, that's what we don't know how to
Yeah.
do. So if you do, what do you do, Tim, if you wanted to have them be able to hyperlink to it?
You just grab the URL at the top of the page.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do this as an
Okay.
example? Would that be all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll use this really, really expensive high-end blog. This guy has written tons of really,
Tim
really
West?
important stuff.
It's awesome.
Nobody goes here anyway.
West is amazing.
That's
But
partly
he's
because I'm doing
CPM.
something.
Takes amazing photos.
So in
Actually,
my
While you're in your dashboard, I've got another question in a moment, Tim. Yeah.
Sure.
Because
So
his wife keeps him too busy posting her blog posts.
Yeah.
Okay, resource.
And then you might type in, click here,
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
when you highlight the click here,
Yeah.
then you're going to go back to the actual article, and the link that you're going to get is this piece up here. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just right click and copy.
Yeah.
Go back to where this is now highlighted.
Yeah.
And where it says insert edit link, that little looks like a paperclip almost. That's not a paperclip. It's actually it's a chain.
Chain. Yeah.
Click on that and then paste. And then if you want to, you can put in a title. So you might put in here resource for sleep-related deaths.
Study.
Or sleep-related study, okay. And then the last thing you do is click where it says open link in a new window. The reason why you do that is just so that people still have your web page open, even if they click on the link to the study, so they don't lose you.
Oh, good.
At the bottom right, you just click on add link. And that's it. Now what I'll do here is I'll just make this nice and big just so you guys can see. You'll notice that what happens is the click, it becomes the blue underline thing. And if I put my mouse over the top of it without clicking on it, it's going to say resource for sleep-related study.
And if you click it, it'll go right there.
It'll open up this page.
Oh, that was good.
I did that on mine, linked it to a map to where my classes are.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, now if you're doing maps, the other thing you can do with maps, which is really handy, is under Google, place in Northern England, Google.ca. I bet there's a Google in Australia too. How about we tape that as an example? Google map. And here's a map of Google coming up here. And let's say we just happen to have this particular town as what we wanted. You can actually grab the code from for this as well. How did you do it? You just grab the link here?
Yeah.
Okay. They used to have an embed code, which I've just, as soon as I do this, of course, I can't see it. Where'd it go? What's here? Absolutely nothing. It's Google. It's horrible. Okay, you know what? They've moved things around since the last time I was here. I apologize. You know what? Don't worry about it. They used to have a really simple embed code, which they've stopped producing here. Not to worry. Your way works fine.
Oh, Tim, it was there, down on the right hand, just before you clicked it off.
Oh, was it? Okay. Okay, I won't worry
Down
about
on
it.
the right hand side, it came up.
Oh, was that right? Okay, well, you can just embed that as well.
Yeah.
Hope that helps. Did you, Roz, you had another question in here?
I've been trying to add my UA code, is it, for your analytics?
Yep.
In my dashboard, but it doesn't seem to be taking it. I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong.
So it's in your plugins folder. Which plugin did you use?
The Yoast one.
Okay, so click under settings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where it says, is there a current UA profile?
That's where I go to, and it's where it says authenticate your Google account. I've got my UA code. Now you've got a -3 on the end.
Yes.
What? Because it comes up that I need to put UA the code and a. What's the 3?
It's just part of the code. So it should be UA dash, and then there are, I think it's 7 numbers, and then the dash, and then another number.
And that should come up when I authenticate with my Google account.
Or inside your Google account, you can check to see what your UA code is.
Okay.
So if you go
So I might have
into
to do that.
Google Analytics,
Yeah.
Susan, you already did this, did you?
I don't know how it did it, but when I hit Google Analytics, it was there.
Perfect.
I have no idea
It's
what
okay.
I did.
Yeah, mine's just not accepting. I just can't seem to get it to accept it.
Here's my this one here. If I look in the brackets here, do you see it? UA63.
All right.
So it's between the
Yeah.
brackets that you want to get.
Okay.
Melissa has a -1. An old website we used to have has a -4. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 numbers and then a dash and then another number preceded with a UA
Okay.
hyphen.
I shall find it under.
So that's inside Google Analytics. As soon as you log in.
Yeah. Okay, I'll find it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also in the top right corner when you log in. But it's everywhere once you're in there.
Yeah.
There's no button that says this is your UA code.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I'll find it.
The other thing is you can do when you click on authenticate with your Google account, if that's not lit up and there is a UA profile in there, it means it already happened, which can happen with Yoast with the Google Analytics. It can actually go and do it for you if you're logged into Google Analytics already.
That's what it did it for me. I didn't have to do anything. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For some reason, after I got a code, I clicked on Google Analytics and had the plugin was already there or something. I was like, whoa, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, mine's not doing it. Yeah.
Well, hope that gets sorted out. If it doesn't, Roz, then just make it a note and get back to me on.
Yeah.
Super. I'm just going to go and ask my daughter to stop slamming doors. It's not her. It's the wind. I know it is. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Susan, can you see how that would apply in your business with becoming an expert?
Yes, we had talked about that, and it's kind of like on my mental whiteboard that I've got to do exactly what Ross did, is just set up a timeline for this whole thing about aging and health issues. So I've started to talk about it with my clients, kind of to, you say ask your clients what they want to get from yoga. So I'm doing the chocolate carrot thing where I tell them things, and when their eyes light up, I know I've got something they're interested in. So like the lymphatic system in the breasts, they were interested in things. So I'm trying to kind of gather a bunch of things and then do a campaign before I start my paid product line.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so
you
when
can
you
say it every
those
week,
lines-
Melissa. Keep saying it. Keep saying it every week. So
Yeah, I know. I feel like I feel like I only have really gotten some of these things recently, like because I remember when Trini was a baby, Tim would say to me, and I was trying to run programs, and Tim would say to me, "Did people ask for that?" And I'd be like, "I don't care. It's a great program. It's so awesome, and everybody's gonna love it." And he's like, "Nobody asked for it." I'm like, "Doesn't matter. It's so great." And like here we are, like 13 years later, and I'm finally getting it. So you guys are fast learners.
So that was one of my questions too. Do you just keep blogging on about it, or do you wait until somebody gets back to you and sort of that sends you in another direction, so they ask for something else?
Here's number 2.
Yeah.
Here's another thing you do with blog posts. When people keep asking you questions, you answer those questions. So
Yeah.
What are questions that and they can be inane questions. Like no question is too stupid to answer in a blog post. Okay. I would get all the time, like people ask me all the time, what order should I do the videos in? I'm like, God, obviously I need to answer this question because it's coming up a lot and you can't make this decision on your own. So now I just start to answer those questions and make the decision for them. Or which videos should I do after the beginner's videos? I don't know, choose. Which one sounds good to you? So now I just decide for them. I'm like, okay, now you've done the beginner's videos, now you should do this video. And they feel good because I've made the decision for them, and so I do a blog post on that. So whatever they're asking, give them an answer for it because they like getting answers. If they're asking the question a lot, there's a reason for it. And then also like look at the kind of the question behind the question. Like if they're like I would be getting all these questions about how do I know when to go on past the beginners classes? Like I've done all the beginners classes and I don't really know. So then I did this post on like, 6 reasons you know you're ready to go past beginners classes. So what's a question that your students ask you all the time? You're like, God, really?
Well, it's also because we are as a society inundated with lots and lots of options. A really good example in this neighborhood, and I think probably neighborhoods around the world, Roz, although I haven't been to your neighborhood. Susan, I have been to your neighborhood, and I know this is true. I'll give you the example of the Chinese restaurant. You go into the Chinese restaurant and you look on the menu, and the menu has 10 pages. There must be 30 items in every page, and it's like, oh my God, what in the world are they good for? Like, yeah, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that, and I'm going to have, like, they must have so much food sitting in their refrigerators in the back because of all these different options. And then in stark contrast, you're going to find these kind of fusion places where they have like, they'll have 6 different entrees. That's it. You can have that one, that one, and that one, that one. And they'll even write it in chalk to make it look cool. And you're like, wow. And it'll be more expensive than the Chinese restaurant. The Chinese restaurant might be like $6 or $7 an entree or $8 an entree. And then this place that writes in chalk, they're doing like $13 an entree. Well, the advantage there is they're charging a little bit more or double, and they have less stuff in their fridge, and they have less prep time because they're only making prep time, for that one dish or the 7 dishes and the variations of them. And they're more successful because they're giving us fewer choices. And believe it or not, fewer choices is really good. When you get to the web page, fewer choices. And I'm a big fan of that.
So anyway, so that is a really good point. And what question are your students asking you a lot that might seem silly to you? Do you feel like you answer over and over again?
Over and over again.
Susan?
Why do I have to breathe in and out of my nose?
Yeah, perfect one to answer. Perfect one. So do a ton of research on it and come up with as many ways as you can to answer that question. And then you become the expert on breathing.
Yeah.
This is actually probably a good time for me to talk about OTR, don't you think?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Is it a good time, or did you have more to go?
I have another one, but
No, you do your last one then. It's just that it's 5:12.
I want
I won't have any more restaurant analogies, I promise.
No, I want Ross to come up with a question that people
okay.
are asking.
A question. I can't think of one that I get regularly. I can't think of one that I will get.
Will. It'll come to you.
Yeah, I will.
Now pay attention in your classes because it'll be something that'll be like so silly that you feel like, because you'll start to notice you answer it all the time and it'll seem so simple to you, but it's not simple to them.
Think of the type of questions that they're asking you. Just, how you're locking up after at the end of the class, you're exhausted, you want to go home and run over a couple of kangaroos. You're sitting there thinking, like, I just need to get out of here, but this person keeps talking and asking questions, and once they get past, it hasn't rained in a month, they start asking questions about what they want to know about. So now what you have to do is pay attention to what they're saying.
I think the latest one is how do I get step through from down dog to lunge.
Yeah. I've done one of that.
Yeah.
Sell them that magic pill.
Yeah.
You have to do it lots is the answer.
Keep your ass in the air.
Keep coming to yoga class.
Yeah.
So listen for those, and the thing is, once you start an online presence, what happens, the reason why you want to do frequently asked questions and start answering them online is that the bigger your online presence gets, the more questions you're going to get, and then you're going to, if you start answering them in blog posts, then what happens is you don't have to keep answering email questions. You can just have your lovely assistant send them answers. Right? So every time that question comes up, what order should I do the beginner classes in? Well, so glad you asked. We have a blog post on this. Why should I breathe in and out through my nose? So glad you asked. Here's an answer to that question. Why do we roll to the right side at the end of every yoga class? So glad you asked. We have an answer for that question. In fact, we have an FAQ page where we put all, I'm pregnant now. What do I have to do? Oh, well, here you go. And, and some questions bear repeating. And and once you start getting them, notice the ways they get asked differently and answer them differently. Because that's what I've noticed. Yeah, if they're getting asked again and again, I'm going to answer them again and again.
Yeah.
And we have our little social media mogul now in the next room over there, and she's posting the answers again and again to those FAQs. And people are like, oh, wow, this is incredible. I didn't know that. Like, really? You missed it the first 10 times around? Well, that's great. I'm posting it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the third thing that I think you need to think about for blog posting is creating a marketing funnel. So again, think about your paid product. And it's like, I don't know if you have Baskin Robbins there, but it's called Susan does Pink Spoon Marketing. So the idea is that, if you go into an ice cream place, they'll give you a little taste, right? Like the other day when we were at the gelato place, and I thought, I'm just going to have a taste of salted caramel because I love that flavor so much, but I'm not going to have any because I shouldn't have a whole cone.
It's okay. I ordered for me.
So when I had the spoon, I was like, good God, this is good. It was 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Really?
I had the spoon, I'm like, this is crazy good gelato. Okay, give me a cup. So that's the point of Pink Spoon Marketing, right? You give them a little bit of high quality information related to your paid product, and then they're going to drop down through that funnel. That's what you should be doing in your blogging.
Yeah.
So with sleep yoga, maybe you give them, sleep meditation, maybe you give them, a little bit of left nostril breathing, alternate nostril breathing, you give them little tips on how to sleep. Wow, this Ross really knows what she's talking about. And each time, this is why I said when you asked about the TED Talk, I wouldn't be linking them to TED Talks. Why are you going to link them to somebody else? I'd be linking them every single time to your paid product or to your email, because you want them to stay with you yes, exactly. You want them to stay with you, and you want them to buy into your paid product. Don't be sending them off to somebody else to go buy their stuff or to go feed into their system.
Yeah.
You want to keep feeding them into your funnel. That's what your blog post should be doing. But
because you're the leader.
See the difference between when you are linking to somebody to just show your own authority versus when you're I think that's okay, right? Like I might quote Brené Brown or I might quote other experts in the field as a way to show that I'm also an expert in this field. I know what's going on in this field. But I'm not going to send them away there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I pulled down is it called HubSpot? And they had some templates for writing blogs, and that was one of them, where you link them across to articles and things. I can't remember what it was called now, but different styles of writing blog posts. It was basically five different styles of writing blog posts.
That's right. Yeah. And you can do that. That's not something, the reason why Melissa and I aren't recommending that is that the strength of your blog posts, I think, is improved when you come at it from the position of being the leader. That's why I'm using that and that particular imagery right now. Is it's uncomfortable at the beginning. Blog posts, those same 5 points, those same 5 blog post ideas can be used for audio podcasts as well. And you'll hear, if you listen to podcasts, that there will be people who just do interviews. They interview because they're not an expert in their field. They'll just interview people who are experts in the field, or blog posts will interview people and will interview them through, in a blog post. That's fine, but then you're not the expert.
Yeah.
And if you're not the expert, which you are an expert, Roz. So, that's you have this expertise, so you might as well use it.
Yeah.
If you just started doing yoga, then hey, you know what? Do a blog post where you interview other yoga instructors. That makes sense. But you are a yoga teacher. You are an expert. You are the lioness, right? To use that analogy. So that's why I personally would recommend that, and that's what Melissa was recommending. The choice is ultimately yours. There are a number of ways you can do blog posts, but this is the one way that I would do it, and that's why I'm going to talk just a few moments here about OTR, which is On the Racecourse.
Yeah, and just before we do that, I just want to underscore that from our experience, because we did do a radio show where we interviewed experts, and I had amazing experts in the field. Show. What we were doing was it wasn't until I stood up and became the expert in the field that our business took off. So I know a lot of people use it as a model. It wasn't particularly successful for us until I stood alone. So
I just want to add a caveat to that, though. I think there's a lot of richness in your website because of all the early work that you did, even though it may not have been the thing that squeezed the profit out of it right away. It did give you a huge foundation of information and resources that is yours, that you can bring, go back to. I mean, I love that about your website. Maybe you didn't make money, but it sure is attracted me into your world. So
yeah. Yeah.
And it's not shallow. I mean, I know a lot of people who are making a ton of money, but they're so shallow. Their websites are so shallow. It's just all about the profit part.
Yeah. And true. Well, ultimately, we do need to put food on the table, right? People do need to put food on the table.
Yep.
Yeah, and a roof over their head. So,
and you can do a bit of both. One of the guys I listened to does both. He started off with just doing interviewing business leaders, people who know a little bit about business, and now when he puts out some of the blog posts he does and some of his podcasts now are just him talking. He doesn't always interview somebody anymore. And it's a great resource, really super guy to listen to. So.
Anyway, sure. Okay, go for it, Tim, because I think what you're going to cover is really important too.
Do you think so?
Yes.
So our mentor, James, actually had a mastermind group, and he. Even before he had the mastermind group, he put together this product, and it's On the Racecourse, and he put this product together and he sold it for, I think it was like $5,000 or $6,000, something like that. And then he repackaged it and did some recordings of it and put it with his mastermind group, made it only available to them. And then he went and he put it into a seminar, like a seminar format, and he sold. You could go and actually take the seminar with him live in Sydney at the time, I think it was, and I think it was like $2,000 or $3,000 to do this course. Then Then he took the exact same course, and he then repackaged it again and sold it for, I think it wasn't a lot of money if memory serves me. I think it was less than $100, and I could just go and buy it. So I did. And that was the time that the light bulb went off on a lot of things, that the way that Melissa and I do our things. We decided, you know what, this makes sense. We stopped just using YouTube. We started putting things out onto other social media platforms, but we always brought it back to our personal website. I actually heard him talking just this morning, because I constantly digest this information. He used an analogy of the octopus. So the octopus has these 8 tentacles, and the tentacles go out, and maybe you put something on Facebook, Roz, and you have that tentacle, it goes out and grabs that fish and feeds itself, and then you grab another tentacle, goes out and grabs that other piece of meat or whatever back. Maybe that's out on Twitter, but it's always coming back to the head, and the head is what? The head is the website, your personal space on the internet, something that you control. Because God forbid Facebook decides they're going to charge you to keep people in contact with your friends, which is the route they're going now. Or it could be that YouTube decides to do something completely crazy. You don't want to be completely messed up. You want to make sure that people are coming to your website. So Own the Race Course is what that's all about. You can now get it for free. Now, I don't know, have you guys already done this?
No.
Has it, Roz? Okay.
No.
So the homework, because you got so little to do, is you're going to go to owntheracecourse.com.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to type in your valid email address, and you're going to send me my free training. And that's going to put you into being able to download this free course. And you're going to hear a lot of the things that Melissa and I talk about because of that particular training course. It's not going to cost you a penny. It's just going to cost you some time to listen to it. And I think that it's going to do a few things. I think it's just going to reaffirm what Melissa and I teach and what we do, in fact, practice. And that is keeping everything coming back to the website. It's also going to probably check off some of the boxes about how do you write blog posts and things of that nature. Yeah. You're going to coming out of it thinking, oh, okay, I get it. Because sometimes the light bulb just needs to go off, and sometimes having a third party say it can help. So that when you come back in next week and you just say, you know what, I listened to it, I did it, done it, I get it. And just having that notepad ready, because people will ask you questions from us all the time. When I go and talk with somebody and they have just even an inclination about online business and they start asking me questions because they know what we do, invariably I get into a position where I end up thinking, oh, I've got to stop talking because I'm going to give them way too much, because there's so much excitement in because the way that my brain works and the way Melissa, we get really passionate about this because we know that we're helping people and we know that what we're doing is working. So download the course, get started with the course. I think this would be really good homework for your businesses. And I think it would be something that you'll come out of and go, I get it. I get it. And, it's the sort of thing that you're probably going to want to go back to. Because a year from now, 6 months from now, you're probably going to go, it's going to mean something different.
Yeah. But don't expect any warm and fuzzies from James.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Melissa.
Okay, good.
You're not going to want to take him out for tea and have a Tim Tam with him.
Is this Jim Schranko?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's really nice.
Oh, yeah. Good?
Yeah.
That's great.
When I've got nothing to do, I'm listening to the podcasts. He sends through podcasts.
Yeah.
I must have signed up to something, and they're coming through to my email. And I listen to, not all of them, but I listen to some of them. They're really good.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm telling you, calling him a hard ass. Hey.
Oh, no, I'm sure he'd like that. I think at the end of the day, James is one of these guys that is very cleric, very type A personality types, and
maybe we just had a little more personal interaction.
No, you know what it is, Melissa? They don't know him from when we know him. We've known him for a long time.
That's true.
And so he's really taken the edge off over the last couple of years, I've noticed, because I can remember some of the conversations that I've heard, and I'm like, wow, Oh, I'm glad I wasn't being interviewed. I'm glad I didn't, because he was very, very cutthroat. Like he is going to tell you, like he say, like he sees it. He's just not going to beat around the bush, and that's
I
awesome. And
like
that's
that.
what I like. That's what we love about him, because
Mm.
you know what? It's important. It's our business. It's your business. It's important. I don't want any BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells you like it is, and he tells you like in like, okay,
Just
that's it.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to say it again. Just do this, and then do this,
Yeah, just
and then do this, and that's it. Don't mess around with this other stuff. You
there's
should hear him
there's
talk
no
about Facebook.
niceties in the conversations.
He has something
And
called a machine gun approach to Facebook. I think he gets in and out in less than 10 seconds or something. Like he just goes in, does something, and gets out, and that's it. Never touches it again for the day.
it's not a bad approach to Facebook.
Probably not
Absolutely.
a suck your time, suck your life if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So you'll have to let me know what you thought of it,
Uh-huh.
what you think of Own the Race Course after you've taken a taste, and then perhaps once it's finished and you've gone through it all, and let me know how it goes.
Thanks.
Definitely. Thank you for a good tip. So I have a question. Can you guys wait like a day for me to post my notes? I don't have to post them like immediately, right?
Yeah,
I
that'd
wanna.
be great because we still haven't posted last week's.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make them more cogent.
Well,
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Melissa and I, if we don't reply to you, tomorrow morning early. We're going to go.
you might not get them for a few days. You might not get the recording anyways for a few days.
No, I can post the
Well,
recording now. I'll email
Okay.
Susan the recording in about half an hour, so you have it.
okay.
But I won't be. We're going to be back on Wednesday evening.
Are you
Yeah,
going out partying again?
we're off the grid.
Yes,
We're going.
we're
We're going
going off
camping.
the grid, like quite literally, where there
Yay.
are there's no cell phone coverage, nothing.
And no fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're just doing overnight. And Trinity's bringing a friend, and it's just a way for us to enjoy the summer. And it's a really special part of the world for us. It's a place called Port Renfrew, and they have something called a botanical beach. So
Ah,
you get there,
wow.
and there's certain times of the day when it's obviously low tide, and they have the sea anemones, Susan, are just beautiful, and they're just sitting there in these
Mm.
crystal pools. It's
Take pictures, Tim. Take lots of pictures. I love that.
Oh,
See?
yeah.
I'll do that. I'll take
Amazing.
some pictures.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a
Enjoy.
great call.
Thank you,
Great call.
Susan.
Yeah, great
Thank you.
topic,
I've got lots
Ross.
out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ross, what was your biggest takeaway then? Because this was your topic.
Yeah, I've got some clear direction now for my blogs and doing a bit more research. So I'll be doing that this week. And the own your racecourse training. So that will be great. That's a full week, I imagine.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Susan, what are you up to this week then?
Well, I'm going to finish my video. I'm going to post these notes, do the own your race course training, and I'm going to um, do a blog, like I said, on the video that I'm creating. And it's this blog, even though it's an hour, it's a Pink Spoon blog, kind of. A Pink Spoon video. My videos are all Pink Spoon videos. I think I said 6 months to a year before I start with products. I think I'm doing the Melissa West model. You're my role model for setting up a business. I feel like I'm kind of copying you, not on purpose, but it just feels
That's
like
good.
that's
No,
the
you
right way to
should
go.
copy. That's what I copied my teacher at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
I went out and I used to go to her class and then I'd go teach her class. I was a total copycat at the beginning. Worked out fine for me.
Okay.
It's good. You should do it. And it's never going to come out quite the same. So,
Oh no, I'll never be Melissa West.
You don't,
well,
yeah, no, you don't want to be. You want to be yourself.
No. Yeah. Okay. So this is great, and next week I will hopefully have a product for you. Like I said, and I said the word "so" a lot. I said, "Well, so," and now we're going to do this. So, I said,
Oh,
"Geez,
me
you're really
too.
learning a lot about that."
my
It's
comfort.
amazing what you discover when you're videoing yourself, isn't it? Yeah.
These people that are going to watch it already know how I talk, so they won't be shocked, as I
No.
was.
Yeah.
Have a fun time.
Hey, yeah, have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
All right,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Ross. Bye, Susan.
Bye.
Bye.